pit lane as long as
I'm hearing myself, so I think we're okay. But anyway, it's questionable. Your bell, lovely.
well, I guess.
The Superbike combined three practice 1 and 2. It was Nicolo Rega. This promoter is improving Alex told, and then promoted by Kawasaki Racing Team. That KE9 so now check that bike. If there's any fluid around the back of that bike, they will radio back to this direction, and I would imagine the we're seeing a replay of that on the television. It was in towards turn 1 on the downshift. You just started to see smoke coming out of the exhaust. Oh, you're only very lucky to get away with that one actually, and it doesn't appear like there's anything actually coming out of They will come back now, and yes, it is Michael van der Mark and Tommy Bridewell, both down at turn 1. So, from what we thought we got away with, unfortunately, it looks like there is a bit of fluid possibly down on the track there. We don't know. Two riders have gone down at Redgate. Michael van der Mark.
Seeing at the moment the free practice 3 for World Superbikes, but also all of the World Championships with live commentary carried on the screen.
Well, the working horse in the BMW Motorrad rocket garage there, that's the Michael van der Mark thing.
Seeing that bike again this morning.
Well, 13 minutes of this session to go, Andy. I mean, you can tell it's coming down. I love the V6 defence. But you know what I mean? Before it falls. happy with that. Not for the trying to help Tommy Bridewell. Feedback has been given to the safety of the back on track. But we mentioned at the top of this,
thing out this morning, just, you know, steady away. Obviously done my first lap just to make sure, I say steady, still standing behind Johnny and Top Rat, you know, they're not pulling away as such, so I'm not rolling man, and then nice ball, I thought this is a bit optimistic from him, and anyway he went for it, and off the front trying to do it, so track on the bonus board, but I'm on the outside in it. Know he would make it good. I think just a different like in that sort of timing is probably where the stupidity say something I normally would, but yeah, it's just one of them things, I guess.
There was a bit of a question mark. I think there might have been some fluid down around the track as well, so who knows, really a different but he's apart from that, now he's going to go so far. It's a bit of a show on board. I might be wrong because everyone else come through the same line, okay, but we've got a strong package, you know, the bike's working relatively okay, my target is only to judge myself off of obviously the package. They're just driving strong. So that was it. So yesterday, Peter was 27-1. One place straight behind him, and Javi was one place behind me. So working to work for the factory team. Happy with my riding, happy with the way the team's working for sure, happy with the way the bike's working. So yeah, that's really all I can judge it on. You know, yes, of course we frustrated. He was 17, I was 27. I was 3/10 of a second faster, which, if I'm honest, I think just struggling in the last sector, but if I can get that 3/10, I don't think huge improvement. So in the last sector, and I'm really struggling to understand why. Sector 1, 2, 3 on my fastest lap yesterday, I I lose everything. I like the data. I can end up with I'm not really Thanks very much indeed to Andy. head on and
Yeah.
press on with the next thing. But
I think he's connected as well under the road. Playing that, but you know, he knows what he's doing here this weekend, and World WCR Championship, Women's Circuit Racing World Championship warm-up at number 1 for these riders on track, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by a new friend of mine who hails from north of the border, and I'm just that little bit extra confidence, a little bit extra knowledge of get that extra little bit, or get a better result than usual. I think was the last, after that, so I think the last time I raced would be 2014. Super Championship Limits front of house for PBM. He got PBM on the bounty. How cool was it to have Kev Copeland pop up here? I mean, that's the guy who I've grown up with Kev, and he's made a career choice, made a big life change to go live in Spain, become the racer, raced all the way through Grand Prix 125, Super Sport, then the running up the season. He wasn't very much instrumental to Montmile Academy, which was around the motorboard, but he got to Mark Marquez, Alex Marquez, and to name a few, and the whole raft of others that were coming through. But when he got offered the job with HRC, with his friend running a team, he's taken it and he's grabbed it with both hands. He has said to me, every time we meet, I say, how was it going? He goes, oh, great. It's funny. He mentioned it in that first time. I know. Yeah. I was quite surprised with that, but it's great to have him up here. Here's the best to get on track on the track. I think I got that right. I went for it and then initially nailed it on an 8-day Sunday. Had my knee on the ground and I was released from the I went in for that. Short morning warm-up, and that's the thing with the short morning warm-up. The super sport guys can't afford to do anything in this section apart from just maybe bed and say a real whatever he's got to do. Because if you make a mistake here, that's going to hurt you for the rest of the day.
Yeah, you're not going to get a huge amount of data, you would imagine, for this session because they will run so few laps, as you said. And really, it's just that risk-reward, isn't it? What you can gain and what potentially could go wrong. We've seen in the World Bike test earlier on what could potentially go wrong. And yeah, that's always that little question mark that people have. But interesting morning so far. I did, by the way, have a very brief walk-to-walk conversation with Michael Vandermark. He's on his way, I believe, upstairs to have a chat with race direction. I said, was it oil? He said, well, I think so. But race control said no. So another example of how the all-in-all affects the life.
It's from the pit lane route towards the grid for race number 1, which is a 19-lap race, and that is not what you're looking at here. So I would imagine we've seen big improvements in the Superbike guys, some guys finding almost up to a second, but Jonas is there, and Alex Rose as well finding 3 minutes of time, and Sam Rose. What will happen here? Look at Bias, it's the fastest from Barton to beat. In fact, why did that even attempt to see the running order? Because the ML Cobra is the fastest from Channel 2, but that's the big thing. The ML Cobra having a really run of form here on the Canada Super Sport, utilising the Derek 6, but it's the 6 remember that, never the most form, and we have the yellow flag popping out now, the real yellow flag the circuit to see what goes on here. Can't see any marshals running or any marshals moving actually. Like you can, Alan. No. So let's see what comes back with that one. Yellow flag is now gone, so maybe a marshal just leaving something from the track. But yeah, open up different parameters Yamaha's all R-fixes. And I think it's lovely Harley Yamahas. Stefano Manzi just didn't do 2015 out there running for these guys with more company. That's all one of these things. But let's have a look at the championship, because we did talk about it at the start of week number 1. Towards Radiant Storm as a big look over towards Nicky Coates. Coatesy has got the jump here, and Nicky Coates leads in towards turn number 1 at Donington Park. His good friend Glenn Irwin, if he's listening back home, will very much like that. A good run through for Josh Connor to find himself back into third place on the Jason Racing BMW. Out of James O'Mara and Andy Williams. Going down yesterday. Let's hope the So everything of this, including the kitchen sink, caution to the wind, and you'll have Glenn Irwin speed down from the end of this game. All about that as up this time we're going to but I've never gone back into war, turn number 1. Having said that, if you keep things that moving good up, you hold that one flat. Public corner just now, look back, John Corner still losing. You come to the public corner, Nicky Coates tucked right into the back of Storm. Stacey slips you as you go past the potato. Through just now, side by side, in fact, as they run down to the Melbourne Stacey on the inside. The podium ahead of Josh Corner. James O'Mara gets third place ahead of Josh Corner. Corner will be delighted with that one, touching the line as well. Williams as well in 6th place. Simon Fastable touching the line. And it could be a bit of a wee back for Ryde BMW ahead of Jack Morgan, and then Alex. Just a little bit of shuffling there. That's from Alex. Happy with that one. Shuffling and Morgan all together. Only 3/10 of the second separated that race victory there. Tomorrow comes from the right as well. We'll be happy with that one. I think he was happy no matter what. He was smiling. Everything he's on the paddock now. He's always happy. He's always so happy. Stacey fans around the circuit here at Donington Park wearing the top hat merchandise. Nice wide brim, keeps the sunshine off. Nice wide brim, yeah, I've never worn a top hat myself. Now, I heard a funny noise in my ears there. I think that was maybe Andy the Cube in Park Fermi. Andy, are you in the Park Fermi?
I am in Park Fermi. Going over the procedure that we're going to go through. We're going to have our top 3 riders.
Is that black by gold out? That's what everybody wants to see. That's what's behind. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this super full session. But he stands up. Victor walks forward towards.
Just how good does that Jonathan Ray replica Joey Dunlop helmet look? I'm a huge similar letters on the sessions. I think it's professional. They can go together in this race.
Bugatti team, Niccolo Buliga. And your race winner for Rocket BMW, El Turco, Top Ryde BMW. Now going to invite Mr. Kanani to begin our presentations, please, with our third classified rider, and that of course goes to Danilo Petrucci. Congratulations to the top three. It's now coming forward to second up on the podium. Good job to Top Rack, the big smiles down here. Congratulations to the top three. Top Rack, if we can ask you to read. Everybody.
few messages. Sorry if we didn't get to yours, but as the World Superbike riders leave the pit lane and light up the entertainment for today.
As we came in, terrible joke still very much afloat, but Bell are digging in a dummy, which I do like actually. Come the end of the race over the goal the right hand side of the ball is over towards the left, you load it all up, and it's like both wheels, both tires just let go at the exact same time. With the four-way Stacey and Martin pass. Hasn't seen a lap yet, and he doesn't look very happy in that garage.
For us at Donington, we're from Kent, first year as a married couple, loving the racing and looking forward to another good day for the British.
Keep an eye on just Taylor making away. We seem to sell, not on track just now, standing between the two buildings down there, Andy, which would bring them from the paddock onto the track. So unfortunately, not going out just now. One of the people who was on the sharp end yesterday, Andy, as we kind of keep an eye on Jamie Hank's Elliott making her way out from the Melbourne Loop up towards Goddard. Jamie yesterday,
Thank you for your help with that. We will get some more of With the slightly lower temperatures, so maybe now it's a good time to there's another one coming in as well. And I subscribe. He does.
Then unfortunately, he blew the chicane, the focus
circuit, please, here at Donington Park. Would rather think that would be common sense with the dry grass, but well, happy birthday to Rocco from Debbie to Slow as well. And this one from Debbie. Thank you to Luke for buying boots, the 2 wheels for our charity collection, the best from the Leaker boots. Right, that's it for now, because lights are in the so it's a very important job now to dispatch and work down to the grid, and just popped into the box as well. Yep, the Sunshine Park Grand Prix circuit.
I can't wait now. I am absolutely buzzing with excitement as it's sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Something in the with our I might be so. I was just saying, I would have to walk just to grab the air because it's just so much. I want to see a few people before we head into this afternoon's activity. It's getting hot out there.
They go, what a noise, what a sight, what a spectacle. It is the Motor f900 Superbike World Championship, the second block UK
laps of Superbike racing about to go here. Donington red lights on. Listen to the noise. Go! What a start for Tom Bridewell and for Sam Rose, not for Bodega. Here comes the second row of the fence. All back down. Yamaha all the way down here. Locatelli. And a Aruba IT sandwich as they come out of Goddard's for the first table basket. All the bikes across the line down for 24 rounds. Number 2 Samples still very much Stacey and Jonathan side by side with them trying to fight it out. He was still going to roll over easy, that's for sure. But it's all this momentum and this goes a little way goes through the inside of Goddard zone. Where did that come from? Well, she's the first to just miss the by a fraction of a metre. And that gives a nice, very comfortable buffer now to Conrad, Ryde BMW, clashes, unfortunately at red meat on speed there. On that one. Get happy, really pushing very, very hard in trying to get the ramming down quite early on the BS as well. As you can see, there's a late camera that picks up for us on the DK if you're watching that big speed. And as we look down, you can also see the marks that went down quite early on the lane. So great shape for Sam Rose and that L mark is there.
Down yesterday, Sanders chasing at the top right. They'll be massively disappointed about the result, but promising.
You're witnessing a man who goes on to his last lap of this with 2.2 minutes to complete that signal in the palm of his hands. going to the campsite, top track, that's got your way. One last time, after these conditions, he comes down the back street towards the fog of TS's just now. The khaki starting to find a bit. 0.7 hits the gap from the bigger track. Bautista, but for the last time. Catio wins at Donington, and Nicola Bridewell just screams a second place from Alvaro Bautista, who was very racing towards the end of that. I feel unfairly disposed to lift for the Gareth Yellow and Andrea Giannoni from the line, the position of 6 and 7, and Tony Agaton is 8. Reddy Gardner 9 ahead of the corner, and just holding on Scott Dennis at the line. Ryan Vickers from Dennis, and then Matthews for great defense winner, Reddy Gardner, Jerry and it was Gary Stella, and Mr. Lester, and it's 15th place for GR, Axel Massani 16th, the Hattons above 17th, thank you very much, place, that's taking a bad that's trenches. But here he comes down to the old hairpin. Let's see what he has in store for us this time. Top rack, Rasgati Elbow up onto the front wheel. Stop rack at best, wanted. There's a reward out for this man, and it's a lot of money as well. His old race number there, 54, seems to be the 54. Is that million or thousand?
Just over $500,000, yeah.
A lot of money there. 40,000. So let's see what today's celebrations bring. I wonder if Bahatans probably will be involved in this. He kind of brought the house down yesterday. He has stopped there, but there we go. Second behind Stefano Manzi with the run down towards someone. The Limorio dive up the inside of Manzi with puts everything on the line in the first corner straight away. Corner to my side, but we can now see some of the dust from the gravel coming up, but we have lost somebody, not sure. Nice hit the front after that ribbon coming together as the yellow flag area has now been either that they're out just now, the all sides slipped off yesterday at the Melbourne Route quite early in the race, so we didn't get to see the best of Garcia. But keep an eye on number 37, he is just ahead of Philip Erskine.